Hey everybody, JitteryJay here. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. It's the weekend again, so it's time once again for the Ricky Gervais show. This is series 1, episode 22, which means we got one more to go, and then it's off to series 2. We're gonna jump straight into this, but never mind. I was going to say first we're going to leave a like and a subscribe, but this is from a different site. It's not from YouTube. Anyway, we're going to jump right into this and see what the guys are up to this week. But first, let me turn this on, and let's get going. Oh, wait. I messed up. We got to change that. Goes to that one. Okay, that's better. I forgot that. I was recording wild cards and completely forgot to change that off of Swiss Speed Boss's logo. Anyway, now let's get going on it.
God, I don't believe this. He's got one day. He's got it. Carl's really grumpy and all stressed because he didn't have the record. We didn't want to play so I won't say it. We didn't want to play a certain record he had lined up because it's rubbish.
I know, but you do this every week.
Because most of them are rubbish. So that's why we choose up.
No, but 30 seconds to go on the track and you're saying don't want to play that.
And you're going, oh, stress me out. You're meant to be at our beck and call. We've made you. We've made you. We got you out the gutter, and now you're getting greatest mind in the world
Yeah,
and all
but
that.
that doesn't mean you can mess me about. If you were a doctor and you saved me life,
Yeah.
right? There comes a point.
In a way, we have, Carl.
Yeah.
Where were you
Go
going?
on, go on, what
before
were you
we
saying?
came along?
No, what was he going to say? He was going to say something wise then.
No, I was going to say, right? If you were a doctor,
Yeah.
and you'd saved me life,
Yeah.
there's only so much that I could give back to you, right?
Okay.
What
I
would be
can't
unreasonable?
keep-
What would be unreasonable?
Well, you know.
Forget
asking
doctor,
for-
don't forget because no, the doctor's that's its job, right? Supposing I was just
Right.
walking along and I saved your life, I gave you a kidney, or I resuscitated you, or I dived into icy water. What could I hope from you then before you start going? Hold on. What would you be willing to do for me until you sort of got lost your rag a little bit because I was asking too much?
So didn't I know you before you've like sorted a lung out for me?
No. I just
Right.
gave you a lung, for example.
Well, I'd be a bit sort of. I'd be thinking, why has he done that? If
Right. But what I love, though, Rick, is the idea of you jumping in icy water to save someone, giving them a lung. I can guarantee if someone was lying on the floor screaming they needed your help, you'd affect a foreign accent and go, I know, understand, and run off.
Do you know what I did once?
Steve's got a point, you know. You can't picture Ricky doing something like that. Ricky's a little bit too self-involved. You know what I mean? Excuse me. But anyway, look, I don't know where this is going with Carl. He started out saying, well, did I know you ahead of time? And they cut him off.
No. I just
Right.
gave you a lung, for example.
Well, I'd be a bit sort of. I'd be thinking, why has he done that?
That's what caught my attention. He'd be suspicious. And yeah, I think I'd be the same way if someone just offered something like that. Like, what do they want in return? Always looking for an ulterior motive. That's just one of my hang-ups, as I'm always looking for an ulterior motive. Anyway.
But what I love, though, Rick, is the idea of you jumping in icy water to save someone, giving them a lung. I can guarantee if someone was lying on the floor screaming they needed your help, you'd affect a foreign accent and go, I know, understand, and run off.
Do you know what I did once? Right, we went out a few weeks ago, right, and some woman had her handbag nicked, and she was all distressed. He said, "Chase the fella, Carl." You stopped that.
Let's be honest. Imagine Ricky chasing a criminal. Look at his little legs. He'd never get anywhere.
I mean, he started to run, and then he passed Starbucks or something and nicked it. For a short
How did this turn on me? Oh, I'm a bad man. 'Cause
He started to run and he passed the Starbucks. Oh, man.
We went out a few weeks ago, right, and some woman had her handbag nicked, and she was all distressed. He said, "Chase the fella, Carl." You stopped that.
That's not
But let's
true.
be honest.
Yes, that's not
Imagine
true.
Ricky chasing a criminal. Look at his little legs. He'd never get anywhere.
I mean, he started to run and then he passed Starbucks or something and nicked it for a short
How did
bit.
this turn on me? Oh, I'm a bad man because I don't give lungs away.
No, because
No one would want my kidneys or my lungs for a start. Hello. Oh,
did you
dear.
chase the criminal then?
I did
No.
for a bit.
He walked.
No, you didn't. Did you?
I'm the same way. It says organ donor on my driver's license, but nobody's gonna want my organs when I'm done with them. Trust me, even I don't want them at this point. Let's see, my kidneys are failing, my lungs are messed up. Now they're saying my liver's going from high cholesterol. Is it fatty deposits in my liver? Yeah, my nerves are damaged. Everything. I have a heart murmur. Everything's going out. It's crazy. That's why I said I leave it as an organ donor on my license, just because there might be something somebody can use. You never know. And yeah, I'm not going to need it anymore, no matter what it is. So.
No, I did a little bit.
Yeah, we sort of spread out. We missed him.
Where was it, and what was the situation?
It was.
Did you see a bag get snatched? Or
It was
something?
No, she did.
Back up.
for a short
How
bit.
did this turn on me? Oh, I'm a bad man because I don't give lungs away.
No, because
No one would want my kidneys or my lungs for a start. Hello. Oh,
did you
dear.
chase the criminal then?
I did
No.
for a bit.
He walked.
No, you didn't. Did you?
No, I did a little bit.
Yeah, we sort of spread out. We missed him.
Where was it, and what was the situation?
It was.
Did you see a bag get snatched? Or
It was
something?
Cardiff
No,
Street.
she was sort of crying and she was ready to. Some blokes came in, sat next to her, and then just ran off with her purse. And
And you walked after them.
no, they'd gone, Steve. They'd
Right.
they'd actually gone, but it was just like a bit distressing because she was devastated. I know how she feels as well because I had a jacket, and you think, oh, I've just got to find them now.
Yeah.
Where are they? Who are they? You know? So she was really off her head with sort of like she was angry and sort of crying.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrible, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Carl? He's broken his mic now.
Oh right,
Play
play a
record.
record,
This is-
Carl.
this is
Carl, what are you
pathetic.
doing, mate?
I don't believe this. There's only 2 weeks to go. These should be special.
Carl, play the record. We've asked you to play the record.
Like you.
Fine, live.
Cut into that, or else I have to cut it out.
Hive's main offender on XFM 104.9. I forgot to say who I was.
Go on, who are
Ricky
you?
Gervais, who are you?
Obviously, Steve Merchant.
And who's that little fella over there, little round fella?
Tiny little Carl Pilkington.
The funny little thing from the Smash adverts. Say, then they smash them with their metal knives. Oh,
You do? Yeah, you're right. He does.
He
it all
does,
of
doesn't
it,
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was asking if I'd seen a rounder head than him, and that's the only one someone come up with. That is the only thing they got with. Oh look, you're actually a little bit stressed today, aren't you? Because you had a drink last night, didn't you?
I had a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
I was down at Steve's night.
Yeah.
He was doing a bit of DJ.
Yeah.
Went down the store.
And that's why you're all grumpy.
Do you hear what he just said?
What?
I was DJing last night. Obviously,
You-
that XFM evening.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. My friend and I split the time on the decks.
Yeah.
What was the word you just used?
He went down a storm.
We went down a storm. Right, 3 girls. I was walking to the toilets during my set. 3 girls went, "You are a genius." Right? What's his name? Dane Bowers, Zane Lowe.
Because you played records in a certain order.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, Rick, if you can't deal with that. Sorry if you're a little bit jealous, because this time you can't share the award.
Oh
Alright.
dear.
But it was my credit this
You
time.
can tell he hasn't been a DJ because it's not just about
It's not just about that.
the songs you play;
choreography,
it's the way you play them.
Oh
the
yeah.
way you play them, whether
Right.
it's 33 or 45, very important.
Yeah, leave your hand on
Exactly.
them as they're trying to go round.
But so 3 girls there,
Yeah.
charmed by me, they loved it.
Yeah.
Zane Lowe, XFM DJ and MTV presenter, probably one of the coolest blokes alive. He came up, gave us massive respect. He said, "I'm loving your set." He actually used those words, right? There were people coming up, they couldn't believe their luck. It was roaring. We'd stick on a track, people would cheer as it came on, right? My particular favourite, Carl, I think you'll agree, my particular triumvirate, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, leading straight into House of Pain, Jump Around, then straight into that current Elvis track that's been re-released, remixed by Junkie XL. I played the original, which I'd already played on XFM before. I'm already there, cutting edge.
Yeah.
Okay, House of Pain, I know. The other one, I know. The Elvis one, I'm not sure about which one he's talking about. There's LL Cool J, I know from way back in the day. Same with House of Pain. Man, that brings back memories.
respect. He said, I'm loving your set. He actually used those words, right? There were people coming up, they couldn't believe their luck. It was roaring. We'd stick on a track, people would cheer as it came on, right? My particular favourite, Carl, I think you'll agree, my particular triumvirate, LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out, leading straight into House of Pain, Jump Around, then straight into that current Elvis track that's been re-released, remixed by Junkie XL. I played the original, which I'd already played on XFM before. I'm already there, cutting edge.
Yeah.
Right?
Three old tracks, you mean?
3 old tracks.
In a row?
Yep. And, what I think the words that would best sum it up are, I kicked ass.
Great.
Rick. Alright?
Well, I'm going to be kicking some ass today because
I
I'm
look forward to it.
going to be shamelessly self-indulgent. And we've only got 2 shows to go, so I'm playing some of the most beauteous tunes in the world. And I was just telling Carl, lined up a Simon and Garfunkel track, Only Living Boy in New York. He went, why is he the only living boy in New York? I went, what? He went, what does that mean then? I went, I don't know. He went, well, what's it about? I said, I don't care. I said, it's lovely sentiment. No, but what's it? I said, I don't go into that. I said, he went, I like a story. I said, like what? I said, killing of Georgie, no trickery. Killing of Georgie. I think we should play that at the last.
It's good, I heard it the other day on Radio 2, it was cracking. It
Yeah?
sounds like well.
Stewart,
It's really good.
Tell them what it's about again.
It's about little girl, gay fella.
A little what? A little gay fella?
Yeah.
Right.
Who I mean, I haven't heard it for a bit, so it's all off memory. This, but gay bloke. Is he from Scotland?
I have no idea.
But he's from somewhere where gays aren't liked.
Okay.
Right?
No.
No, he is.
Georgie Boy was Gargay, it's nothing more than the kindest guy I ever knew, right? Now, all he did was, right, his father said, how can my son not be straight, kicked him out, right? Goes to America.
Yeah, but you can handle all that. You can handle your dad not getting on with you if other people around you are into the same scene.
Yeah.
But
That's
he
right.
was like, he was
That's
left on
true.
his own, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He was getting stressed out.
Yeah.
So he goes...
And this
I
was
don't know.
before, I mean, this is, when did this record come out?
Must have been the 70s.
77?
Oh,
77
Yeah.
years.
yeah.
Right.
She's
And,
almost as old as I am. Almost. Not quite.
he's
Doing punk.
Right, oh, I see, yeah.
So,
So, you know, the village people had come along and made gay cool.
Yeah.
That had already happened,
Yeah,
but it
go
wasn't
on.
respected.
but he was watching the telly or something, and he saw that New York had loads of them over there, and they're all having a good time.
Sure.
No, sorry. At no point in the song does Rod Stewart say little gay Georgie was watching telly and saw loads of gays in New York. At no point in that song.
No, but this is what I like about that song. You sort of picture what's going on.
You make it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so so the little gay fella was watching telly, and there was presumably the and now from New York, the gay show. Yeah.
Or whatever, because it was a big scene over there, wasn't he, in the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
So he goes over there, and he's having a great time and that. He's meeting...
Went to New York Town,
meeting-
very quickly settled down, soon
loads
became
of-
the toast of the Great White Way.
Yeah, they loved him. Went
All the
down.
old queens blew a fuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, he was out late one night,
Yeah.
and he's walking home,
Yeah.
and gets attacked, gets killed,
Yeah.
and he's lying in the
They
gutter.
didn't intend to take his life. They just pushed their luck a little too far that night. Yeah. You see.
So...
Yeah.
But what's good there? Is it good that he had a bit of a good life and was able to be himself?
Yeah.
Or should he have stayed in Scotland?
He didn't come from Scotland. Again, I really.
Well, I think, is there any way we can get this song before the end of the show and play it? Because I've heard it recently. A lot of people listening will have never heard this song. They wouldn't have any idea
Can
what
I
we're talking
can I
about.
say what you said when we were talking about that song once before?
Recognize the title. I
It
don't
mi- it
recognize
might
the
be.
song.
Because we were talking about Georgie Boy, and he got. I don't know.
I recognize the title just from some of my parents' old records when I was little. And my uncles had a lot. My uncles were into a lot of rock and the Rod Stewart. Oh God, the Police. They were into AC/DC, stuff like Kiss. They were into all kinds of shit. They were the first ones that introduced me to Highway to Hell by AC/DC when I was 5 years old. And I've been in love with that group ever since. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, I don't remember the song itself, but I remember the title. It sounds familiar.
Before the end of the show and play it? Because I've heard it recently. A lot of people listening will have never heard this song. They wouldn't have any idea what we're talking
Can
about.
I say what you said when we were talking about that song once before?
Is it bad?
It might be because we were talking about Georgie Boy, and he got. I don't know.
What?
It's when you said.
Well, It's a fact. I don't think if.
Well, he said, so it's for King of Georgie, he gets out, dies, right? He goes, well, they do go out late.
I know.
All gay people
I
go
know
out
a few
late.
gay people, and they start to party late on. That's what in Soho, right? Girlfriend got in a cab, right? Suzanne was in a cab, and the cab driver was taking her to an early start, right? She works at the BBC. Early start, 4 in the morning. It was going down. It was mental in Soho at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
They were all still like starting the night out.
How do you know
Where's-
they were? How do you know they're gay?
It's Soho, isn't it?
Fair enough. Play a track. I'd love to be able to try and dig this out.
Yeah,
How do you know they were gay? It's Soho, isn't it? That's messed up. Unless that's a predominantly gay area. I don't know. Or unless it was back then. I have no way of knowing. But that was just, that was messed up. Either way.
Was taking her to an early start, right? She works at the BBC. Early start, 4 in the morning. It was going down. It was mental in Soho at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
They were all still like starting the night out.
How do you know
Where's-
how do you know they're gay?
It's Soho, isn't it?
Fair enough. Play a track. I'd love to be able to try and dig this out.
Yeah, we will. This is Simon and Garfunkel, The Only Living Boy in New York. It's lovely. Only Living Boy in New York. Do you like that?
It's got a nice feel to it.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
Lovely. Bit later, I'm going to be playing a Cat Stevens track. It's one of the most
Never
beautiful
got
tracks
into that.
ever written. It's called Lillywhite off Mona Bone Jack on. Look forward to that. We've got Eminem coming up.
We've got the new Eminem single as well, and a big giveaway, Rick, lest we forget.
I think we should tell them what that is.
Do you think so?
Yeah, well, we all went to the BAFTAs, as you know, and we thought we could get a good prize out of this, so we got some celebs
Yes.
to sign the BAFTA bag they gave away. It's just a nice big chunky sort of cardboard carrier bag, you know. It's not the value that counts. This is what values it. Read out the sort of names we've got,
These are the
Steve.
kind of celebrity names that have signed that bag. Obviously us three, plus Graham Norton.
Yeah.
Angus Staten signed it, Alan Davis, Jonathan Creek, Jamie Theakston, Paul Whitehouse, a lot of comedians you'll notice, Helen Baxendale from Cold Feet, who's also been in Friends, right? I don't know why that's so exciting. Steve Phil Mitchell McFadden.
Yeah.
It's an eclectic bag. I noticed actually that Steve's signature is also mentioned, I think he says Steve, aka Phil Mitchell. Which is very nice of him.
Yeah.
Peter Davison, former Doctor Who.
I noticed also that when you gave him the pen to sign it, he put the pen away.
Yeah, he pocketed
We had to
it.
say, oh,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Just his wily Cockney ways.
You're not Phil Mitchell now, man.
Exactly.
Give us the pen back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg, and of course, one of broadcasting's biggest legends, Steve Wright.
Oh, Steve,
Yeah,
right,
got him
yeah.
to sign it as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's, you know, you're not going to find that. That's quite an eclectic and kooky mixture of celebrity names.
Yeah.
You know, autographs on one
Recognize any
band.
of 'em.
And maybe we photocopy it and it's, you can't
We
make
can
out
explain who
signatures,
they
we
are.
can explain who they are.
But we can give that away. And as you know, it's a little commemorative thing of the BAFTA. It's got a big BAFTA logo on there and everything. It's pretty classy. Did I mention this? That our agent, who was there, he ran around getting a few of these autographs, and I think he held him back to a few. But he went up to him and told him it was for charity, and that was why they signed it. Which I think's, you know, a little bit cheeky, but that's what agents are like, Carl. You've got to
But then again, he
understand
didn't
that.
get anything from it. It's not like he said, give us £1.
No, he just got.
They just got their
Well, he said that as
signature.
well.
Then he made 42 quid.
exactly. So anyway, we're going to give that away.
Is that a good prize? I think that's a nice prize, isn't it? It's a little commemorative thing.
Carl, you're turning your nose up on it.
No, it's all right. I wouldn't want it.
Doesn't he? Do people get you to sort of do campaigns on the radio, like drink Fosters? I wouldn't, but
It's a different stroke for different folks, pretty much. Someone would want it just for the signatures, for the memorabilia. But Carl, he's more straightforward. He's more into things that are useful. If there's no use for it, he doesn't want it. That's the impression I'm getting of Carl, anyway.
you know, you can.
Yeah, but look, I notice on the big board here, it tells us that you can win signed and framed Chemical Brothers album covers on Sunday. Right, that's just 2 geeks who've signed that. We've got like
We've
some
got
of
3 alone in this room.
Exactly. Plus, we've got some of the cream of Britain's light entertainment who've signed that bag.
No,
I'm appalled by you that you're just so disrespectful of
No,
us.
but it's like how when I went to the BAFTAs with you, and I wasn't really enjoying it. You were
I
like,
can't. He's so what?
No,
You
you
are
didn't tell
such
us
an
this.
ungrateful. You
There are
are
so many
You're
people.
like a little charity case. You're like Oh,
I had
God.
chicks queuing up
Yeah.
around the block.
You'd
wanting to
usually
come.
have to.
I know, but I
Someone
told
like you
you.
would have to write to Jim or Fix It or Esther Ransom to get to meet us sort of people. And now it's on your doorstep.
I'm amazed that you didn't enjoy it. Why didn't you
God.
enjoy it? You got to walk down the red carpet. You went in. There was George Best, one of your footballing heroes, was there. A load of
was
other
good.
big names. You sat there at prime position. You came backstage with a load of other big names. Hey, you had a lovely bit of
You were
grub.
filming this thing for the DVD we're making. That's you, a cameraman on our DVD. And yet you think, now you look grumpy because you had a couple of pints and I can't believe
So
it.
tell us why you didn't enjoy it, because the ceremony, what didn't you enjoy about that? It was interminable, wasn't it?
Far too long.
Wasn't it awful?
3
boring.
hours.
I thought you were going to say something.
Really?
Sorry.
That's what I said. That's what I've said about a few movies. Far too long. Especially the 3-hour ones. Like, well, some of them you can overlook if they're engaging. Like Lord of the Rings, those were like 3 hours long, but those were the storyline kept you engaged throughout the whole thing. But yeah, an award show, 3 hours, it'd be far too long for me.
Bit of
You were
grub.
filming this thing for the DVD we're making. That's you, a cameraman on our DVD. And yet you think, now you look grumpy because you had a couple of pints and I can't believe
So tell
it.
us why you didn't enjoy it, because the ceremony, what didn't you enjoy about that?
Far,
It was interminable, wasn't it?
far too long.
Wasn't it awful?
3
boring.
hours.
I thought you were going to say something.
Really?
Sorry.
3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose for you two, at least, you were going to get something.
Sure.
Yeah.
But with me, it's like, I mean, I've never graduated or anything, so
Have you not?
I'm trying to think of a situation. Basically, I sat there for 3 hours knowing that I'm not going to get anything out of the night.
Yeah.
Right? Now, no one
Did you?
was-
Sorry, when we invited you and you said yes, did you think you were up for an award?
No, but I thought we were going to be sat round tables having a nice bit of food,
Yeah.
whilst people are going up there winning awards.
Yeah.
But 3 hours of the same thing over and over again. I mean, if a film's 3 hours in the cinema,
Yeah.
you go, well, it's long, but I wonder how it's going to end.
Yeah.
But this was
Right.
just like the same thing over and over again. Some guy going up, thanks a lot, cheers for the bit of brass. And then going down, sitting down, the same thing over and over again. I wouldn't,
Monotonous.
honestly, right? I'd say it was one of the worst things I've ever had to do. No, I enjoyed the night afterwards when we did have a bit of lamb and a nice bit of veg and that. That was
Yeah.
all right, and I went home and I was happy. And I got the little freebie bag that you're talking about that we're giving away, which wasn't much good stuff in it.
All right.
Right.
No,
What would you have done on that Saturday night?
Suzanne
What
said
would you have done or the Sunday night rather? What would you have done had you been at home?
I would have stayed in with Suzanne, right, watching telly, having a nice bit of pate on toast or something, cup of tea, watching 24. But instead, I had to buy an expensive suit, so I didn't show you up, right?
Yeah. How much did you spend on your suit?
Well, in total, right, because, the shoes and the suit and the shirt and the tie, it was about 600 quid.
That's the most expensive evening ever.
And that's what I'm saying to you. And the daft thing is, it's dark in there. I don't know why you've got to wear a nice suit.
You can't wear a tracksuit, for goodness sake.
Dark in there.
No, just the shirt and that. It doesn't make you a better person wearing a suit.
No, doesn't
You
make you a
know what I
better
mean?
person. No.
We're not claiming it made you a better person.
No, but that annoyed me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an experience, innit? That's why I went, because you think, if I didn't go, if I would have said to you when you invited me, no, Steve, I don't want to go, then I would have never known, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And
yeah.
that's
would've
my
always
sort of thing
wondered.
in life, right? If
Yeah.
something comes up, you should take it, even if you're not going to like it. It's a bit of an experience.
Right.
You know what he said to me? I phoned him up.
That makes a lot of sense with when you figure out or when you wonder why he went along with all the crazy stuff in Identity Abroad. Is because he wanted the experience. Like you said, if things come along, you got to take the experience. Whether you don't know whether you're going to like it or not until you've actually tried it. It's the same thing with most things in life. So I get where he's coming from with that. That makes a lot of sense with the way he thinks.
Experience, innit? That's why I went, because you think, if I didn't go, if I would have said to you when you invited me, no, Steve, I don't want to go, then I would have never known, right?
Yeah.
And
You would have wondered.
that's my sort of thing in life, right? If
Yeah.
something comes up, you should take it, even if you're not going to like it. It's a bit of an experience.
Right.
You know what he said to me? I phoned him up because we had to meet up, and obviously he had to pose as my gay lover.
Yeah.
To get in, right?
Yeah.
He phoned, what? He said something to me like, "I bought a suit. I'm looking good." He said, "I'm looking good." People will think, "How on earth did he end up with that good-looking guy?"
So he got into the role.
That was what he said to me.
Started getting into it.
Such an insight.
Play a record.
I just must say that we've had an email from Daryl Foss. Lots of people have emailed in and said, well done on the BAFTAs and well done on your Room 101. They really liked that.
Thank you.
There's one guy, and it's Daryl, says, Ricky, has your dad only got one D-Mob suit? Because I know you noticed, but Ricky wears the same suit every single time he appears on TV, because he spent a fortune on it getting it tailor-made.
I've only got one.
It's a good suit, and
I
he wears it
know.
all the time.
And it's winter as well, it's like a pure wall, so I'm sweating everywhere I go. Anyway, usually it's too much cheese.
I won't be buying another.
Huh?
I won't be buying another one.
Ever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suzanne told me today, right, because I've handed it in today to have the trousers turned up a bit.
Why?
Because it was a bit of a bodge job for the night.
Yeah.
Right.
It was just some pins sort of holding it up the other night, but you didn't notice, and I didn't tell you because I thought you'd be getting on the stage and saying, "Look at that freak over there with his pants end up." But I took it to the place to get it done. Suzanne tells me that I'm going to start shrinking now and getting to that age where you start going smaller.
I know that must have been a revelation to you and a worry. Like, how small do you get? How small do you get? Oh,
Right, what are we playing now?
I thought we'd have a bit of Marley music.
Marley music.
Oh,
Okay.
go on.
Get into that.
Badly drawn boy and something to talk about. Well, it's a good job we've got something to talk about because we're DJs on XFM 104.9. I'm with Stephen Merchant. Got us there, Carl Bilkington. How you doing?
Of course, you must have been excited at the BAFTAs, because we did bump into Dr. Fox.
Oh yeah.
Pleased with that.
Yeah.
What was the challenge again? I think the challenge
We
was
was-
you had to shout Foxy.
Yeah, the challenge was, it's sort of like Jackass, but wimpy Jackass. Carl was our cameraman for the night because we were doing the making of sort of series 2 where we've filmed ourselves sort of writing it and doing bits and pieces and going to awards on it. And it's on me, and that my challenge, which I think, was it me that set my own challenge?
you did.
I had to shout Foxy and get him over.
Yeah.
And I bottled out
You
about
bottled?
5 times. I just thought he was talking to someone.
Yeah.
I just thought, and then I did it, and where's the victory in that?
Yeah.
I shouted Foxy, and he came over and went, alright. I think, where's the victory?
I remember
Jackass, they dive off buildings and things.
I was a little bit taken aback, because even though he was joking and mucking around, he was swearing. You don't expect that from Foxy.
Oh, behave. He was off
Oh,
duty.
no, he
and
was.
it's-
I mean,
it's
he's
a-
more than wrong, but he didn't expect it to, because he seemed like a lovely bloke there, but he has
is.
got an enormous head. I mean, I'm not gonna.
But I've
I'm
got
not
a problem with
disrespecting
that.
him. I think he's a lovely guy, but
Yeah.
his head is huge.
But it's in proportion with his big body as well. He's a chunky wombat of a man.
True enough.
And so am I.
It was a problem getting him on screen.
Sure, because of the huge head. Yeah.
I was struggling.
No, I know. Well, I know that Pop Idol people have worries about that. I had to get special lenses.
Yeah. I love the fact that us 3 freaks can take this out of anyone.
Stop there, though, Rick, because I was on TV briefly. There was a thing about The Office on Top 10 TV Bastards on Channel 4, and I appeared on there briefly talking about the show. And there's this girl who's a girlfriend of a friend of mine, and she's like, I saw you on TV last night. I went, yeah. She went, I'll tell you this, you're better looking on TV than you are in real life, and that's good for you. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that was a compliment, because it's like...
Definitely not.
Well, I'm not on TV, so it's not
Yeah.
beneficial in any way.
Yeah,
But that's
I'm
like...
too right. You have to step out of the TV.
That's like saying, I normally find you pretty repulsive.
Yeah.
My opinion changed slightly last night because you were on the box.
Yeah.
I didn't know, it sounded like it was a
Through
compliment.
the aid of a different.
Yeah, through the aid of lighting and appearing like for 12 seconds on screen in small doses.
God.
You thought I wasn't as bad looking as I am in real
A lot
life.
of people have phoned in and wondered if you are Morph grown up because they've seen a picture of you on the website.
Do you mean me or Carl?
Carl.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
No, because people have seen you and next to a picture of Morph, and it is if you draw around. Honestly, Carl, if you lay you down and draw around you, it's exactly the same shape as Morph.
Yeah.
Or the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Or yeah, gingerbread man. You do look like a gingerbread
Not sure
man.
what to do
Great.
with that.
Oh, I love Carl. We think you're brilliant. We like looking at you, talking to you, hearing what you've got to say. We think of you, don't we, in the week sometimes?
Rick, I had a bit of good news this morning.
Go on.
And I don't mean this in any way. I'm sure it's an emotional thing for her. But in the Sun it says that Dido, her wedding's off.
Right.
Just thinking, ding dong. Because for some reason, I don't know what it is, I was having a chat with my mates. I've always been under the assumption I could pull Dido.
Because she's...
Because she's quite ordinary. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? She looks a bit ordinary. She's quite an attractive one, but like...
Would that be your opening chat-up line?
You look quite ordinary.
Dido, I don't think you could probably get anything better than me, because you're not too hot yourself.
Exactly.
My name's Steve Merchant.
I'd wear. Actually, what I'd do is I'd go. Right, I'm not going to meet you in the flesh, but I'm going to send a
you
picture of you on video.
Yeah, this
I
is
look
me on
great.
Top TV Masters. What do you think?
See what you think.
Yeah, and if you think it's good, well, I'm certainly no worse without the lighting and makeup, so don't worry about that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Dido.
do you have a little bit of
Poor
Bowie?
old
Do you have a
Dido.
little bit of Bowie?
What was your thing about Dido? That she's like a kind of. She's a bit like a receptionist.
Who got up and sang once because she
At
didn't know her
karaoke.
tunes, and a bloke came up. Hi, I'm Gridlin Records. I'm thinking of releasing the CD, and it just goes mental.
Exactly.
Everyone buys it. Yeah.
It's good though, isn't it?
But she should be doing photocopying or filing. Do you not think? Just the way she looks. She's got that very kind of
No, but
suburban
the
look.
whole look thing annoys me. Do you know there's another pop stars thing starting?
Yeah.
Like, it's going on in Ireland. Apparently, it's Ireland's version of it.
Okay.
And today it was like you saw all these kids rushing in. There was fat ones there and ugly kids, and you're thinking it's sad and everything. They might have a good voice, but they've no chance, right? And there was a woman there who looked a bit like Brittany, and the bloke straight away before even hearing the voice, Brittany looking like over there. Go and get her in. Give her a ticket. She's through to the next phase. And it's just annoying. Dido isn't beautiful, but she's nice enough. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's why she's fine for me. I mean, I mean, my standards are quite low.
So, do you think Steve should go out there then? I mean, that's what we're asking you. Do you think he should?
Yeah.
Okay. So a little bit of Bowie.
Thanks, Carl. Try and fix that for next week.
Fashion, David Bowie. We were doing a bit of voguing, sort of cross with body popping there, weren't we, Carl? Yeah.
Played that last night, Rick, during the set.
Yeah.
That was described by Zane Lowe as one of the best sets he's ever seen. Well, he didn't say those.
No. But I think Zane just sent an email and said he's giving up because there's no point.
Yeah, exactly.
When he hears stuff like that, he said, I thought I was a DJ.
Yeah.
After seeing Steve Merchant, I'm obviously not.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
no, so...
yeah, Big Boy Jim was down there.
Yeah,
and he,
Big
he got
Boy
very
Jim
sure.
was going, wow, you know...
I don't know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I like the idea, because you know, Fatboy Slim did Brighton Beach, didn't he? And he had like 20,000 people in Brighton Beach.
Yeah.
And he was chanting, everyone was loving it. Just the idea of me down in Western-super-Mare doing the same.
With
the donkeys.
86 people. Have you ever seen, have you ever seen that thing, karaoke challenge on
Exactly.
Challenge TV?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
great, they're all
yeah.
doing it, and it's sort of like Jonathan, what's his name, from
Jonathan
Bread,
Morris,
and all those sort of people there. And the camera falls out, and there's about 8 people there.
Yeah, but what I love about karaoke challenge is it's not even night fever. Do you imagine that? I mean, talk about... Wow.
Oh dear. We tried to get on that once, didn't we?
On karaoke challenge?
Yeah, when we were doing that comedy
we were
lab.
gonna
I was
we
going to
were
do it in
gonna-
character,
yeah,
wasn't
you were
I?
gonna do it, yeah, it's
And
David
so
Bowie.
I can't picture Ricky doing karaoke. Steve, maybe. I can't picture Ricky doing karaoke. I think he just threw it up on purpose, just to get a laugh. But that's just me. Anyway.
there, and the camera falls out, and there's about 8 people there.
Yeah, but what I love about karaoke challenge is it's not even night fever. Do you imagine that? I mean, talk about... Wow.
Oh dear. We tried to get on that once, didn't we?
On karaoke challenge?
Yeah, when we were doing that comedy
we were
lab.
gonna
I was
we
going to
were
do it in
gonna-
character,
yeah,
wasn't
you
I?
were gonna do it, yeah, it's
And
David
so
Bowie.
so we'd have a little bit of footage, but
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
They
that
wouldn't
was-
even let
that
you
was
on.
terrible.
That was how minor a celebrity you were at the
I
time.
remember once, right, this is how sad we were. We tried for about an hour to get on the Chris Moyle show. They were doing a competition. He was doing this competition. It was about golf, wasn't it? So it was like things with,
It was, you had to think of
Puns
a
on-
song title, but you
Yeah.
had to make it into a golfing pun.
and people were calling up and going, "Now, what about Drive by the Cars?" He was going, "Drive by the Cars, very good." And it was like things like, you know what I mean? Things like something T and that. And I wanted to phone up and go, "Hello, Chris Miles. Yeah, you know, what about Spandau Ballet Golfy Golfy?" Just me, and I was just like, we tried. I was about
Hour,
30
we tried to
quid
go
just to get on and do something stupid. How pathetic
And they
is
wouldn't
that?
even let us on.
What
Yeah.
were the others? It's a good game, that. What?
Phone in if you've got any amusing puns on songs and golf.
Yeah, please.
What did you say? What was it?
A Spandau Ballet Golfy Golfy. Yeah, do you like that one?
It's a good little game.
Yeah, you're thinking.
else?
You're thinking of what you're doing, Carl. You're thinking on the radio. That's what you're doing. It's a first. You're actually broadcasting thinking.
Can we just be quiet and just listen to Carl think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything?
Got anything there? Any golfing puns? at
You
all?
know, some people say, Carl, it's impossible to catch yourself not thinking. Now, I reckon if there's one man in the world
Hole in my shoe. That fella in the young ones. Hole. And there's one on a golf course.
He's got a little. Has he got a little cold as well? Because you're.
Yeah, well, I was telling Steve before I went on the tube last Saturday night.
Yeah.
It kills me. There's every time I go on the tube, I just get full of a cold and everything. I'm full of flu, and it's down to going on the tube.
Is it?
Someone told me that every time you go on the tube, it's the equivalent of smoking 2 cigarettes.
Really?
Because of the sort of gunk and pollution down there.
And have you heard the other one?
And I always smoke 2 cigarettes on the tube.
Yeah. Because of my nerves.
Yeah.
What's the name one about the
Oh, here you go.
all like the hairballs that are in the tubes
Oh,
because
yeah.
of like people stood on the platform, trains go whizzing past at high speeds,
Yeah.
right? Takes a bit of your hair off. Don't say anything.
What? You mean don't question the science of that?
No, you mean.
I know exactly what he meant. Yeah, don't say anything. He knows Ricky's going to comment on his head. That's what it is. He's on his bald head.
Is it?
Someone told me that every time you go on the tube, it's the equivalent of smoking 2 cigarettes.
Really?
Because of the sort of gunk and pollution down there.
And have you heard the other one?
And I always smoke 2 cigarettes on the tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of my nerves.
Yeah.
What's the name one about the
Oh, here you go.
all like the hairballs that are in the tubes
Oh,
because
yeah.
of like people stood on the platform, trains go whizzing past at high speeds,
Yeah.
right? Takes a bit of your hair off. Don't say anything.
What? You mean don't question the science of that?
No, he means.
Because of my
It doesn't
head.
affect him.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right, and apparently they all get caught up in the tunnels, and they have to like clean it out now and again because there's big hairballs on the lines. It's
On the lines?
on the train lines.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a terrible place. So that's why I'm all bunged up. And that's when you came in today. I was like looking on the websites to see how much badness there is down in the tubes.
Yeah. How much badness is there?
Oh, loads.
Is there a lot of badness?
If you know how much badness there is on the tube, call in 08700
What sort of things did you
800
find?
1234. How much badness is there?
It was just about, the germs, there's no fresh air, and that's why I was asking you about people committing suicide on trains and that, how often it happens. And apparently 2 people a week. Was it two a week or 2 a day?
It's 2 cigarettes. How many people is it?
2
Oh,
people.
700 800 1234. How many people per cigarette is it like killing yourself on the tube? Call in.
2 people a week try and kill themselves or something
Right.
on the tubes.
Really?
Bad, that,
Yeah, it is.
Sad.
Terrible. Should we play a record?
If you want.
Have we got the big new Eminem single?
No, I was going to...
We'll tease them with that. We'll play that a bit later.
We are going to
Plus,
play it though. We're going to play the new Eminem single.
we will.
aren't
Plus, obviously, we've got this big celebrity bag to give away as well.
Oh,
Bag of
yeah, let
celebrity
me just do a
images.
quick
Well,
play
no,
a
let's
record
play
now,
a record.
explain
We'll explain what
the competition after that.
Doves.
Doves would be good.
No, I gotta cut into that one, definitely. That's a Without Me by Eminem. I know that song.
Eminem, Without Me, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant.
Hello there.
Little car.
Might have to cut that part out, so, because Eminem's are like highly copyrighted, so I may have to cut that part out. We'll see. We'll find out.
Carl Pilkington. Into the last hour. 3 hours of broadcasting to go, Carl, for us. 3. Yeah.
What are you
Three
going to be
amigos,
doing while
Three
we're away?
Musketeers.
Because you'll obviously still be working here. You have a day job, don't you? What is it you do exactly?
I make stuff.
You make stuff. What, like furniture?
Promos and stuff.
Oh, right.
Sort of a bit of in talk there, but basically like little trails for the station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do all week.
Yeah.
So you'll be back to doing that when we're off?
You don't talk to anyone, do you, in the week? You just hide in your little sound booth thing, and you really don't talk to anyone, do you? Much?
Not really.
No.
No, I mean, you might call up.
Yeah.
That would be me.
But no, I keep myself to myself.
Yeah.
Then you don't get bogged down in the office politics and stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be me. Just keeping to myself, doing my job, going home, and going back home. That's all. I had somebody when I was working before I got all the nerve damage and everything else started happening to me. I had someone ask me one time, "Why don't you stop to talk to anyone?" Because I was filling orders, and I said, "Because I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to do a job." and that's the way I look at it. Work is work, home is home, and I don't mix the two. Or yeah, so people say I was unfriendly, but I wasn't. It was just I did my job, and that was it. I was courteous. I would answer a question if you asked me, but other than that, my main focus was getting done and going home. So I see where Carl's coming from on that.
Yeah.
So you'll be back to doing that when we're off?
You don't talk to anyone, do you, in the week? You just hide in your little sound booth thing, and you really don't talk to anyone, do you? Much?
Not really.
No.
No, I mean, you know, you might call up.
Yeah.
But no, I keep myself to myself.
Yeah.
Then you don't get bogged down in the office politics
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah. Is there a lot of office
You know,
politics
like
here?
I
he
don't know.
said, she
I don't
said.
get involved in it.
Oh, yeah. Proved your point.
So when we're away and we're like out of action, who other than Suzanne, who will you talk to of the day?
How will you get a sort of feedback from the world? How will you get sort of like input and...
I always, if ever I've got like a question on anything, the internet's sat there and I can just go online and find out.
The
what
internet
I need to.
is good,
It's brilliant.
but it's not all verified.
What do you mean?
It's not all verified.
It's not all necessarily factually accurate.
Any
Yeah, it depends on who the person is that's entering in the information. It's all biased in one way or another, towards the author, no matter what website you're on. It's like a shopping website, and even that they cater towards your purchases. They cater towards what you've looked up. So they show you what they want you to see, as opposed to what you need to see.
in the world, how will you get sort of like input and...
I always, if ever I've got like a question on anything, the internet's sat there and I can just go online and find out.
The
what
internet
I need to.
is good,
It's brilliant.
but it's not all verified.
Right.
What do you mean?
It's not all verified.
It's not all necessarily factually accurate.
Anyone can put things onto the internet. It's that, you know, that it's freaks and things that put on
Well, here's
things
one, right?
like...
Here's one that I read in the week. Right?
Go on.
About this woman.
Yeah.
She was a bit of a punk, and to get her hair done like she wanted it.
Super glue.
Right now, she got lard. Apparently, it's a popular thing. You might know. Put lard on your head,
Yeah.
and you put it in the oven.
Oh.
Now,
What?
apparently, the heat that you get from the oven is different from the sort of heat you get from an hairdryer, right? And she had to do that to get the style that she wanted.
Oh, get
But anyway, she comes into money or whatever, treats herself to a microwave, right?
Doesn't. It's not true.
Opens the
Carl.
door, jams the things, you know, like the little catch, so the microwave works. She jams it with a screwdriver or a knife or something.
Yeah.
Puts the microwave on, sticks her head in, boils her brain.
Oh, God.
Don't be ridiculous.
Right? Well, why is that ridiculous?
Boils.
I want to know which website he read that on. It's probably one of those the Inquirer, the Star, or one of those rags. That was messed up. Just boiled her brain.
Microwave. Right?
Doesn't. It's not true.
Opens the
Carl.
door, jams the things, you know, like the little catch, so the microwave
God.
works. She jams it with a screwdriver or a knife or something.
Yeah.
Puts the microwave on, sticks her head in, boils her brain.
Don't be ridiculous.
Right? Well, why is that ridiculous?
Boils her brain.
She boiled her brain.
She boiled her brain.
And this is what's good about the internet. I went straight from that, and there was a subject about brains. And do you know that Russell Crowe, when he dies, is giving his brain to charity or something? Some sort of... some people who can do stuff with it.
She gave hers to Pot Noodle.
Vesta.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
boiling
sort of
the
stuff.
skull.
Yeah.
That's not true. No.
It's not true, Carl.
It's the same as the woman who put her poodle in the microwave, isn't it? And all that.
Just urban myths.
They're
But-
urban myths.
But again, where does it start?
Someone made it up
Yeah.
for a laugh.
They're just too convenient urban myths. Everyone you can tell an urban myth's not true because it's always this happened to a mate of mine, and when you say what happened then, they go, don't know, that was it. Was it? Was that it? Was it? Someone boiled a brain and that was it. There was no more story.
Well,
There's
Were there any dates,
Have you ever-
locations, times?
I think it was in Belgium.
There's that one that a bloke, right, was going to get a phone call at 4 o'clock to find out if his business was, okay, right? And if he didn't get the phone call, he knew he was broke, destitute. So dead on 4 o'clock, the phone didn't ring, so he went up to the roof of his office and he jumped off to commit suicide. And as he was passing his window, the phone was ringing.
Oh no.
Carl, it didn't happen.
Carl. Oh no.
Didn't happen.
Think it through.
Think it through. Who told that story? Who told that story? As he hit the pavement at 120 miles an hour.
He's the only person who could have known that series of incidents.
Right.
Also, why didn't
And
he
he's
wait?
dead.
As his life's at stake, why didn't he wait till 5 past? I'm going to give it 5 minutes, just in
Just
case.
in case the lines are busy.
Yeah. And what sort of bloke goes out? I'll call you at 4. Okay, if your business. Well, call me anyway. No. If I don't call exactly 4, then no, you commit suicide. Commit suicide. I would, because if I don't call at 4, that's the end of it. Well, call me anyway. No, that's not the way I work. Why can't you just call me and tell me the other way? Well, I'm telling you how I do it. If you're bust, I don't call. Can't you just call to verify in case something goes wrong? What if it's engaged? It won't be engaged. Just commit suicide at 4, please. It didn't happen, Carl. The other one, right? A bloke, right? He's on a train station, and I'll tell you how I heard it. He's waiting for a cruise station, and he shits himself. As you do. And so he goes, my train's in 5 minutes, So he runs across to Millets and goes, quick, Levi's, 36. The bloke just puts it in a bag, he runs onto the train, he goes into the toilet, takes his trousers and pants off.
His soiled trousers
Yes,
and pants.
throws them out of the window, I won't be needing those again, cleans himself off, open the bags, it's a jacket!
Oh.
Okay.
No, it didn't happen, Carl! At what point did he go into it and go, quick, Levi's 36, and the bloke went, sorry, Levi's 36, what, a pair? No, shall I wrap them? Them? It? Shall I wrap? Just wrap whatever it is. Do you want to look? No, I'm not looking when you're putting it in the bag, please. Right? Well, 36 waist story, so, don't say anything.
I've told you 36 Levi's. And put it in a bag and charge me for it.
Yeah.
I don't want to discuss it further.
Yeah.
There was one.
Here we go.
There was one about a woman whose husband died, and she had him cremated.
Yeah.
And made like a little egg timer out of him.
Right.
And she said, I did that so it can still help around the kitchen.
Well, that might be true. That might be a joke.
That's quite sweet.
That might be true.
It's a true story, again. It was all
No, not
right.
again, because the ones I just told weren't. Nor is the boiling the brains in a bag curry microwave.
Head story, true.
Yeah. They're too convenient.
Will you be buried or cremated?
What?
Will you be buried or cremated?
I don't know. Cremated. I imagine.
Like you, Steve?
I don't know, it's out of my hands.
Yeah, I haven't thought about
I've
it.
not thought it through, and
No, to
I
be
don't
honest.
care either way.
I'm going to be cremated. Just for the fact that it's cheaper and it's less of a burden on the family. You know what I mean? Funerals are a scam. They're a money laundering scam, if I'm being completely honest with myself. Can't believe how much it costs for a funeral these days. It's ridiculous. Someone just passed away and you're going to burden them with that kind of expense. You're going to burden the family with that kind of expense after someone just lost their life. That's wrong. In my eyes, that's completely wrong. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's the way the world works. You got to live with it.
Cremated. I imagine.
Like you, Steve?
I don't know, it's out of my hands.
Yeah, I haven't thought about
I've
it.
not thought it through, and
No, to
I
be
don't
honest.
care either way.
Have you heard the one
So
about... Sorry.
I'm just worried that we're getting into a macabre world now of ashes, boiled heads. I think we should play some music, let people just calm down.
Levi's.
Just think about some of the urban myths they've maybe heard, assess them, maybe they are absolute bollocks,
Yeah.
and they can move on from it.
Well, it's just that the death thing, right?
Yeah.
There was an argument on there about, do you know that Twilight Zone or whatever it was, Tales of the Unexpected?
Oh, yeah.
Where the woman got buried alive.
Yeah.
They were saying how, like, years ago, they bury people thinking they're dead,
Yeah.
and they've recently like dug coffins up, and then the people who were in the coffin weren't dead. They might have just been like in some sort of deep sleep or whatever.
Catatonic.
And they've lifted the lid off,
Yeah.
and there's scratch marks
Yeah.
on the thing,
Yeah.
and that's pretty scary. And that
Makes you
was-
think. I mean, I hope they check these days. That's all. I'd like to play a beautiful song now by Cat Stevens called Lillywhite. It's lovely.
A song for the lovers room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big sell.
No.
Cooper Temple Clause there. Who needs enemies on XFM 104.9? Well, it's competition time. If you want that celebrity endorsed bag from the BAFTAs, Jane had a good idea.
Go on.
She thinks we should revive sort of Swap Shop because a
I love
competition.
Swap Shop. I think it's a great game.
It's great. It was great, right? But a competition or just saying why you need it, right? This way, it's how much you can give, and I think it should be right. What will endorse Carl's life? A theme of the season, I suppose. We're ending a season now of this show, aren't we? And one of the big themes is really develop Carl, enhance Carl.
Rejuvenate him in some way.
What do you think Carl would want? Have you got something he'd love? It can be battling tops, and you've got to say why he'd love your old battling tops. It can be a book.
Sorry, what's a battling top? Was this something you used to take to school, like with your hoop and stick?
No, it was a little
and your
game.
baked potato.
It was in the wrist action. And
Go on.
it was like little tops, right? You'd have 4 players, right? You'd wind it around like with cotton, right? And hold a little. I'm getting excited thinking about it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I know. I'm getting overexcited. It was just battling.
Was
tops.
this something like?
And you pull it, yeah,
I've had
and it
one.
goes mad.
Don't
yeah.
send one of them. I've had one.
Don't give any clues. It can be some educational. It can be some personal to you that you think you might enhance. So the competition is basically if you want that bag.
So let's just explain what the bag is. It's one of these sort of cardboard giveaway bags that we got at the BAFTAs. It's got a nice picture of the BAFTA logo. We got it signed by Graham Norton, Angus Dayton, Alan Davis, Jamie Theakston, Paul Whitehouse, Helen Baxendale, Steve, Phil Mitchell, McFadden, Simon Pegg, Steve Wright, obviously the three of us. And, so it's a nice little sort of, if you like kind of autographs, or if you're an autograph hunter or whatever else, or you just like the bag.
Or you like the show,
or
you
then,
want a little piece of Carl.
a
Or you
little
want
bit
to
of history.
give Carl something, a bit of yourself, or
Exactly.
to enhance his life.
So let's get it straight. So it's something that you have. It doesn't have to be very expensive. It doesn't have to
No.
be necessarily a worthy thing. It could be something you've made.
Carl has to go, I want that.
Something that enhances Carl's life in some way. Something that will make his life a little bit more special, a little bit better.
Yeah.
And this is a write or email only. We don't want your phone calls on this because we're just too
So
lazy.
what can make Carl's life a little bit more special?
And we'll give it away next week. So you've got a week to email or write in with your suggestions about what it is that you'd want to swap for this this celebrity band.
Is it Carl at xfm.co.uk?
Yeah.
Or you can write XFM, PO Box 1049, London, WC2, H7XX.
Yeah.
Give him out again, Rick. Sorry, you ought to maybe mention something like Gervais bag.
Oh, I think Carl Swap Shop.
Carl Swap Shop.
Or
Well, let's not confuse it.
Well, it's just good to have a good name.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Is this going to take as long
Is
as
this
the
thinking
golfing
on radio
puns?
again? Is this thinking on radio again?
All right, we'll just do
So
that.
hang on, it can't just be Carl at XFM. Is it not Carl.Pilkington?
Yeah, with a K. But the thing is, why are they emailing me? Because I'm not taking any bribes. They've got to send the stuff in.
No,
No, of course they
no,
haven't.
they
You-
haven't.
what you- But as 100 people send something and you send 99 back.
No, I won't send. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, no, they just email or
Leave
write
it
in
to
with a
us.
suggestion.
Oh.
Make sure that you mention who you are if you're emailing and leave a telephone number as well. We need a telephone number, we've got to call you back.
Let me give you an example. I like the bag. I want the bag, right? I think this would enhance Carl's life because I am sending a Feng Shui book. Something like that. You know what I mean? I am sending Carl a teddy bear.
You have to explain why, though. Obviously,
Yeah.
we can.
Why you think it isn't,
This
And
is
it can
getting
be-
so
it
much
can
more
be-
complicated than it needs to.
I'm bored with
Right.
it.
It was such an easy idea before.
Throw the bag, well, burn the bag.
Give out the
Burn
addresses again,
the
Rick.
bag. Okay. It's XFM, PO Box 1049. That's easy to remember. London, WC2, H7XX.
And the email?
I can't remember.
Carl.Pilkington at xfm.co.uk with a K.
With a K.
Alright, well done.
Yeah.
Man alive, that was exhausting.
Any
I'll tell you
clues,
what,
Carl? What would you like? What would you like?
I really don't know. I honest to God, I can't help anyone out here.
You just see something you like when you see it.
Well, there might be something out there that I don't know about. and yet it is.
I'm
made-
sure there is.
Do you know what I
I'm
mean?
sure there's something out there you don't know
There's
about.
things in this room you don't understand.
No, but
Okay, look, we played it before once, and I know you were charmed
Yeah,
by
I
it.
love
I'm a
this.
big fan of this. This is
Absolutely
from
love
Amy Mann's album Bachelor No. 2, and this is Red Vines playing.
It's beautiful.
I know Carl's not impressed, as ever. I don't know what your criteria for music appreciation is at all, Carl.
it's just like you build them up as being something really good, and then I hear it, and it's like. Oh,
But I don't know what it is that you're expecting to hear.
What we meant to
means
say.
it's really good.
What we meant to say. Oh, this is
This is
all,
a mediocre track.
This is all right.
Listen,
Go on.
when you played Simon and Garfunkel,
Yeah.
right, they've got their own unique sound. You know
Yeah.
it's them when they sing.
Yeah.
That could have been loads of women who I know.
It could have been loads of women who you know. You only know your girlfriend.
What I mean, Sheryl Crow sounded like Sheryl Crow to me.
Yeah, but
Well, only superficially.
But Man's been around longer than Crow. Who knows what, influences she may have had.
That sounds like a fable, doesn't it? Man's been around longer than Crow. Eh?
But see, no, I mean that's just there's a number. Let's be honest, Rick. I mean, there's not that many great female artists, are there?
Oh, hey, be careful there, Steve. Some of the sisters out there will be disagreeing with
I'm
you.
not saying that they can't sing a beautiful song. I'm just worried they can't write the material.
I'm thinking of Bush. I'm thinking of.
Steve's getting into some dangerous territory there. Get a lot of hate mail for that little comment. I can picture it too. The bags of it.
That sounds like a fable, doesn't it? Man's been around longer than Crow.
Of course,
Aye.
that was back
But
before
see,
Yelp
no, I mean that's
reviews,
just
too.
there's a number. Let's be honest, Rick. I mean, there's not that many great female artists,
It's
are
just
there?
wrong.
Oh, hey, be careful there, Steve. Some of the sisters out there will be disagreeing with
I'm
you.
not saying that they can't sing a beautiful song. I'm just worried they can't write the material.
I'm thinking of Bush. I'm thinking of.
Aren't we all, Rick? Aren't
I'm
we all?
thinking of armour trading.
That's true enough.
I am.
If you didn't catch that comment from Steve, Ricky said, "I'm thinking of Bush," and Steve goes, "I think we all are." That is messed up.
That sounds like a fable, doesn't it? Man's been around longer than Crow. Eh?
But see, no, I mean that's just there's a number. Let's be honest, Rick. I mean, there's not that many great female artists, are there?
Oh, hey, be careful there, Steve. Some of the sisters out there will be disagreeing with
I'm
you.
not saying that they can't sing a beautiful song. I'm just worried they can't write the material.
I'm thinking of Bush. I'm thinking of.
Aren't we all, Rick? Aren't we
I'm
all?
thinking of armour trading.
That's true enough.
I am thinking of
Anastasia.
Anastasia.
I know you love Anastasia, don't you? You
I
love
like
her.
that new one. I love that new one. I mean, I don't
It
like that
sounds
sort
like
of
the
stuff,
other two.
but it's sort of there's a good chorus, and I can do her dance. That dance at the end when she puts her arms up. I like
She
that
does
one.
sound like she's a very much the new Tina Turner.
Yeah, no, that's the only one I've liked. Yeah, and
Well,
with me and Steve think that she's sort of like one of those people that go out with her daughter.
I think the reason is because if you notice, she always wears sunglasses.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that because she claims to be something like 28. I bet she's like 40.
It's like one of those
She's got
40-year-old
crow's feet.
women who come from Essex, but they come with their daughter's 21st, and they're going, "Your mum's mad."
Yeah.
They think we're sisters. They're like, I'm 40 and
Yeah.
she's
She
21.
always flirts with her daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Where are you going? We're going down.
Yeah.
We're going down Millionaires.
Your
I'll
mum's
come down
mad.
myself.
Look, your mum's got a bra on. Yeah.
Don't you think she looks like that, Carl?
Yeah.
I can't picture her.
You can't picture Anastasia.
No, she wears glasses.
Sunglasses all the time, yeah.
No.
You're not into this, are you, Carl? You get this
can't
whole
picture
sort of
it.
broadcast thing as just you're fed up with it, aren't you? You can't wait to finish next week.
Well, it just seems I can't say anything right.
Why?
Well, whatever I say isn't right.
Or funny?
No, but do you know what I mean?
What? Because what are you upset about? Well, I laughed at the urban myth. But not.
That's because every time he says something, they take the piss out of him. That's why it feels like he can't say anything right.
Yeah.
She's
She always flirts with her daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Where are you going? We're going down.
Yeah.
We're going down Millionaires.
Your
I'll
mum's
come down
mad.
myself.
Look, your mum's got a bra on. Yeah.
Don't you think she looks like that, Carl?
Yeah.
I can't picture her.
You can't picture Anastasia.
No, she wears glasses.
Sunglasses all the time, yeah.
See, I can't picture her either.
No.
You're not
I
into this, are
remember
you, Carl?
who
You
that
get
was.
this whole sort of broadcast thing as just you're fed up with it, aren't you? You
Too
can't
long.
wait to finish next week.
Well, it just seems I can't say anything right.
Why?
Well, whatever I say isn't right.
Or funny?
No, but do you know what I mean?
What? Because what are you upset about? Well, I laughed at the urban myth. not being true. Yeah, and
But one of the things I'll tell you, if you take nothing else away from our time on the radio, it should be to be more inquisitive. When a piece of information comes to you, don't just take it at face value. Query and question it. That is what has made Ricky Gervais one of the premier thinkers in this country. He will not accept anything on face value. He queries everything. Anastasia, she looks glamorous and wait a minute, those glasses, what do they suggest? Actually, she's 40. I'm not going to buy a record.
and that's
Things like that.
and that's libelous.
That's potentially libelous.
So hang on a minute. Roy Orbison then, was he starting to look old?
He always works.
We're not saying everyone who wears sunglasses is necessarily older than they are.
Roy Orbison, he looked young up until, God. Actually, he always looked young to me. He always wore sunglasses, but he never looked old, as far as I remember. At least not the times I've seen him. But that's been back in the 90s, so that's a long time ago. Anyway, I got just a hair.
They suggest, actually, she's 40. I'm not going to buy her records.
And that's
Things like that.
and that's libelous.
That's potentially libelous.
So hang on a minute. Roy Orbison then, was he starting to look old?
We're not saying everyone who wears sunglasses is necessarily older than their years.
No, we're not even saying about Anastasia. We're just doing about an image, one of those sort of like ravers that goes to their daughter. It was a little bit of light observational comedy, to be honest, Carl.
You've seen through it, mate.
Yeah.
You've torn it to shreds.
She's not 40. You know what I mean? She doesn't hang out round with much younger people, chatting at their boyfriends. It wasn't true. What do you want? What do you want in life,
They're
Carl?
not
Tell me
bumming
now.
out now.
'Cause me and Steve can probably sort it out.
That is true enough. Come on.
What do you want? What's the best thing?
What would
you can do
make
now?
your
What
life
song?
happy?
If you could play any song now, what would it be?
Well, we're going to be spinning one of my favourites later on.
Killing a Georgie.
Killing a
We've
Georgie.
sorted that out. You've probably got a lovely few gifts you can choose from, just because we got a few signatures on a piece of paper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What more do you want out of life?
I always find that
Do you want a cat? You want a cat, don't you?
it's the things that you don't think you're going to get that you enjoy the most. Right?
Go on, like what?
No. Well, like when you go out for a night and you're expecting just to have a simple little drink and it turns out to be a really nice night, you see people you haven't seen for ages.
Yeah.
Now, the BAFTAs, so sort of, you expect so much
He's having a go, isn't he?
that when you get there, you get that little bit of veg as a starter and you think, look at it, they've tried to make it look good, but really, as I said to you, I mean, you don't eat veg, which
No.
I find mental. But like the starter that we had, that was like, how would you describe that?
It was a veg pie. It was like, I thought, I was starving when I came in there, right? And from the stairs, I could see the tables, and it looked like there was pate laid out, and I was getting excited, I was salivating. Got there, it was a vegetable pie.
I said to Steve.
So,
Vegetable pie.
Okay, someone took mine,
It
I gave
wasn't
it
a
away.
vegetable
White House
pie.
took mine, didn't he?
Yeah, but Rick, you won't eat anything. We've discussed this before. All you'll eat is pizza and crisps.
Do you know what he said to me in the week? I was picking up my food in the BBC canteen, and he went, right, I'm honestly thinking of stopping having lunch with you. I went, what? He went, it winds me up. I went, what? He said, it winds me up. It winds me up. You won't eat anything. That's a lovely bit of chicken there. You're not eating that. You're not eating that. It winds me up too much. Like you get irritated by people, noise. He said, you eating, it just winds me up, Gervais. And then he went, you're a cock.
Yeah. It really annoyed me. His eating habits drive me mad because he's constantly whinging about the fact that he thinks he's got cancer. Every 25 seconds. Wait a minute, I can feel a lump, I can feel a lump. It's your cock. No, it's not, it wasn't there before, it wasn't there, it's a lump, it's a lump. I'm dying, quick to the hospital. I have been, how many times have you been to, like a doctor's clinic and sat in the waiting room, right? Carl, how many times have you been there, right, with a friend of yours? Twice I've been with Ricky. One time when we were writing the first years of the office, we were writing in the waiting room for the doctor. Because he had to go in there and have because he thought he had testicular cancer. I swear to God,
I'd seen
he
the
thought
thing
he had
about
testicular
it,
cancer.
and I just said, so, and he said, I'll put mine, I never worry about that again. He said, no, you're not in the risk group. That. The other time was,
But wait a minute, you had to
the
go
other
in
time,
there.
the other time was, I thought I had, stomach cancer, and she went, why? I said, oh, God. He said, when you get a sore throat, do you think you got throat cancer? I said, I've thought that, yeah. And she sort of said, get out of here, you idiot. And that's what I like. I like that when they do that. But I think it's sort of since my mum died of it, and I just think, oh God, it's in the family, and that's the thing I worry about.
But
Yeah.
don't you prefer? I mean, I don't go because it scares me.
Yeah, I'm like that.
He likes when they do that, when they tell him just get out of here. It's because they're allaying his fears. they're basically putting to bed his worries, if that makes sense. So I get why he likes that, because they're basically telling us all in his head, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, and she sort of said, "Get out of here, you idiot." And that's what I like. I like that when they do that. But I think it's sort of since my mum died a bit, and I just think, oh God, it's in the family, and that's the thing I worry about.
But
yeah.
don't you prefer? I mean, I don't go because it scares me.
I'm like that.
I prefer not to go because he might. I always worry that, especially with cancer and things, that they'll go. You know, I'll go there with a sore leg or something, and they'll go, "No, your leg's fine, but look at this we've found in your head."
If it's a brain, you'll be laughing.
No, but you know what I mean? They'll find something, because none of us are perfect, and as you get older, you get little moles and stuff, and they'll say, "Oh, we best get rid of that," and it's like, leave it alone, it's not causing any problems.
Imagine arguing! That shouldn't be there. Leave it alone, it's not good. It is, it's getting bigger and it's strangling your lungs.
But Rick's sort of like... But my point was, this is what upsets me. He constantly worries about his health. He's constantly obsessed. I found some buboes. I think I've got plague. Every 10 minutes he's got something.
I started choking once because I thought it was some dust, didn't I?
Yeah, he swallowed some dust. He started choking like he'd swallowed a fishbone, right? It was literally... I thought he was going to die.
And he panicked, and he shouted, right, I'm choking, I'm going blue, and I'm trying to hit me, and he's hitting me on the back, and he shouted, "I don't know the Heimlich manoeuvre." Yeah. And I was choking and dying, but then I wanted to laugh. Because he panicked, going, it's like, if he's going to die, I want him to know that I didn't know the Heimlich manoeuvre.
I did everything I could, but I didn't know the Heimlich manoeuvre, so that was why I couldn't have saved it.
Dear.
But my point is this: he worries about his health, and yet he eats like a child.
I know people
He
like
eats crisps.
I know people like that. They got into that stage when they got out of when they moved out of their parents' house, they got into that stage, well, I can do what I want now, so I'm going to eat what I want. And then they never get out of that stage, and they end up wondering why their health is so bad. I know several people like that eat nothing but junk food at all. Nothing at all but junk food. And, yeah, wonder why they're in the hospital half the time. Or at the doctor's.
Constantly, Coke. He keeps going, "Oh, I've got a headache, drink some water."
Yeah.
No, boring, hate it.
I did say that, yeah.
Chips, pizza, sausages, beans and chips. I've never seen someone eat so much. Sausage. I don't know how he's not bored of it yet. Sausage, chips and beans. Everything that's got to have cheese on it. Parmesan cheese, please. On anything.
Why don't they leave it in a restaurant as well? Seriously, why don't they leave the Parmesan cheese? It's like it's gold dust or something. The salt, as much salt as you want, but they come along and
Always wondered that myself. Why do they always take that back with them? They never leave it at the tables. They'll come up and they'll put it. They'll ask you if you want Parmesan cheese. They'll put it on there for you. But then they take it with them. It's Olive Garden does that, and it irritates the hell out of me sometimes. Because it's like, leave it at the table. I want more than what you're putting on there. But being stingy with it, it's just cheese.
Someone eats so much. Sausage. I don't know how he's not bored of it yet. Sausage, chips and beans. Everything that's got to have cheese on it. Parmesan cheese, please. On anything.
Why don't they leave it in a restaurant as well? Seriously, why don't they leave the Parmesan cheese? It's like it's gold dust or something. The salt, as much salt as you want, but they come along, and I found myself sneaking. I've said to Jane, "Look out, is the waiter looking?" And I've leant over and did some more Parmesan. I feel really guilty. Just leave it.
It was on a trifle. You don't need cheese on dessert. I've explained it to you.
Oh dear.
So this is why I get angry, and that's why I got. And this is, I tell you this: what if I had to be on? I mean, Ricky was on Room 101. If I had to be on there, I'll tell you this: Ricky Gervais would be the first person in there. He'd be straight in there, man, because I got a list as long as you are.
What did you think when I said annoying people, like making noises?
Unbelievable. So you talked about annoying noises, and that people that make noises that are annoying. He is the most irritating man I've ever met. And I swear to God, I don't mean that as an insult. You really are, because you can't have your way to be insulting and irritating.
Thanks.
That's fine, but you'd be straight in there.
Yeah.
In fact, we should do this next week for Carl. We should draw up a list of Carl's hates, what he'd put in Room 101.
Oh,
Think about that next week.
That
Carl.
is genius. Next week, so we got the competition. We've got Carl. I'll tell you what. Let's play a record and do White Van Carl.
Yeah.
And sum up and just let's slam dunk this mother.
That's true enough.
What are you gonna play?
Some Alpine Stars.
Okay.
I've had to cut out a few little snippets from these just for the melodies being used. That's why I'm pausing in the middle of it, trying to keep from having to do that. cut out everything.
Alpine Stars, Carbon Kid, featuring little Brian from Placebo.
Oh yeah.
Thought I recognised him. Yeah, so like that. Right, White Van Carl.
It's real, White Van Carl. Yeah, this is where we steal the White Van Man column from The Sun and basically fire those questions at Carl, getting his opinions on the week's news. Okay, Carl, let me see. Okay, what do you make of this? The average woman, apparently, takes 27 minutes to get ready to go out. Did you know that?
Are they saying that's a good thing, or
No, they're saying that the bare minimum it takes. No, this is
average,
what they
surely.
said. No. But I remember reading. I'm sure they said that it takes them 27 minutes to get ready to go out at the very least. I
I mean,
think.
it's not that bad if it's for a night out. It's that. I mean, 30 minutes is all right.
If it's going to get to 20 Woodbines.
But yeah, or if the house is on fire and it's like quick, get ready and get out.
I don't think it's in a fire. No, I think. Yeah, go on.
I think that's
27 minutes.
good.
I'd take about 27
I
minutes.
can take up to that.
But do they include the getting up, having a bath? All
Doesn't
that?
give me any more details.
No.
27
Well,
minutes.
that's difficult to go by. Difficult to go on that one, isn't it?
How long does Suzanne take to go out of the house?
Depends, like I say, if we're just nipping out shopping,
The old flip-flops and trackies on.
yeah. But if you're going out for the night, it takes a bit longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a wire in the trackies.
yeah.
Come on.
Okay, no, really don't know what the ins and outs of this story are. Is Sven-Goran Eriksson sticking with Nancy rather than Ulrika?
Well, it's his wife, and not his girlfriend.
Yeah, I don't know if this story's true. No one seems to have offered any evidence for it.
Anyway, move
Everyone
on.
remained silent.
It's rubbish.
And, okay, what do you make of this? David Beckham apparently was driving despite having an injured foot and just further threatening his World Cup chances. Now, obviously, you're a big football fan.
Well, I'm not that big. I like the odd game.
Sure.
Would that hurt him? Would that hurt his foot?
It can be good.
Is it in a plaster? It's not in a big cast,
Sure,
is
it's
it?
better to drive than it is to walk on it.
Good
Good
point.
Fair enough, yeah.
Go on.
Can't argue with
Can't
that.
get the bus, can he?
Okay, and what do you make of this fascist leader who's having a lot of success in the French presidential elections?
What's he doing?
Have you not come across this story?
No.
Right, this is one of the big political
So
stories.
it's got far right that got nearly 20%.
He's a far-right fascist leader, and he's having considerable success in the French elections.
I don't think we should be asking Carl questions like this.
Not
a
something
lot-
you've got an opinion on?
I'm getting scared.
There's all sorts of bad stuff going on in the world that we don't know about. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But we know about this.
Yeah, but you're better off not knowing because there's nothing I can do about it.
He's got a point. You know? He's gonna leave it up to the people that can do something about it. Basically.
Absolutely right, Carl. Fair enough. I can't argue with that.
Oh,
Oh,
God,
man
that's
alive.
fantastic. That is brilliant.
Have we got it lined up?
Bit of Rolling
It's the
Stones.
one song I've been wanting to play since we've been on XFM, really. And
Yeah.
it took me a while to track it down, obviously, in the XFM library. But here it is, Give Me Shelter from the Rolling Stones.
It's an amazing track.
That's a great song, actually. Don't do that.
Give Me Shelter from the Rolling Stones. That's
Surely, if there was a soundtrack to the Vietnam War, that would be on there, wouldn't it?
Can I just reiterate this this giveaway then? We got this bag signed by a number of celebrities, Graham Norton, Angus Tate and different people on there.
Yeah.
And if you want to win that, then you have to email or write in with what you are willing to swap. Okay, so you need to swap something, and something which will enhance Carl's life. It can be anything. You could have made it, you could have bought it, anything. But you have to have it. You can send it to us in exchange for this this signed bag, and you can email Carl.Pilkington, Carl with a K, Carl.Pilkington@xfm.co.uk, or you can write to the bag or Ricky Gervais's big
I just
bag.
realised why I've been saying Carl with a K. Because you can have Carl with a C, can't you?
Yes, you can.
As in Cox.
Absolutely. You can write to XFM PO
just
Box
had to add that in
104.9, 104.9, 1049, London WC2 H7XX. All right.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
Alright.
there's going to be a bit of a change, isn't there?
Yes, that's absolutely right, Rick. Normally we would end the
decided
show, obviously, with
just-
a song for the ladies.
But because it's sort of Carl's penultimate show, and we're going to play one of his favourite tracks, what are you going to...
Yeah, I just thought we could play this. It is obviously the killing of Georgie
By Rod Stewart.
by Rod Stewart, and this is a song for the gays.
I see why they left this song in. It's because they're commenting on it throughout the song. But I'm gonna have to cut all this out, so you probably won't even see me saying this. Anyway.
Existed and was killed, then I started panicking.
Yeah.
I don't think it is it?
I'm almost certain it's not.
Okay.
Is that it then?
Is that it? Then we got to pack up and go home.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think we've enjoyed ourselves.
Oh, I've loved it. I've loved every minute of it.
Carl.pilkinson@xfm.co.uk for your suggestions as to what you're willing to swap for the signed bag. See you next week.
Bye.
Okay, that's the end of that one. Yeah, that last part, I'm going to have to cut all that out just because they left that Rod Stewart song in there. And I know it's going to get copyrighted like crazy because they always do. And I end up having to snip them out. But I might have to cut a long section of that out. Maybe about 5 minutes. We'll see. Anyway, this is a good episode. I get what Carl's saying, that he can't say anything right, because they always seem to take the piss out of him when he says something. It doesn't matter what he says, Ricky's always got to come back for it, you know? So I get where he's coming from there, but at the same time, I think he enjoys it, you know? He enjoys the job, he enjoys the podcast, because he said so before. But anyway, that is going to do it for that episode. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, if you're still here and haven't done so yet, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this with me, and I hope to see you on the next video. That's going to wrap this one up. I love you guys. Peace. Hey guys, make sure to check out one of my other videos right here at JitteryJay.